Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Kazora, my takeaways from Omar Khan's media tour. As we did with Art Rooney 2 last month, it's worth recapping and taking inventory of what General Manager Omar Khan said during his Tuesday media rounds at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis. Khan is good at saying lots of words without saying much of anything, but there are still a couple of overall takeaways worth summarizing. 1. Playmakers are coming, for real this time. As we wrote about yesterday, Khan's word of the day was playmaker. As in, the Pittsburgh Steelers don't have enough of them. That could mean a broad scope of additions, but certainly a receiver and probably a veteran. It could also include getting more explosive at running back, and heck, a tight end can't be out of the question given Arthur Smith's offensive structure. Will you love who they add? Maybe, maybe not. But it won't be the prolonged whimper 2024 brought. 2. Najee Harris won't return, though Khan kept the door open for Harris to return. That's generally GM speak for don't expect him back. Last year, he left the door open for the Steelers to draft a quarterback and for the team to make a splash receiver trade. Neither happened. The subtext tracks with what we've assumed since Harris's fifth-year option was declined last May. Pittsburgh is looking for more playmaking from all skill positions, and Harris's bruiser style doesn't mesh. He's likely to receive more interest and more money elsewhere. 3. Omar is on the same page as Art Rooney, or at least towing the company line. Khan offered a similar comment as owner Art Rooney too, preferring to re-sign Russell Wilson or Justin Fields. There's a good case for that being the smartest route, staying in-house and keeping continuity rather than exploring an unattractive group of outsiders. Does Khan truly want to go down that road? Maybe. But at the least, Rooney is steering the ship to retain one of their 2024 quarterbacks. And if the owner wants it, the owner gets it. 4. Steelers still believe they can win now. Win now is in the organization's DNA. Rebuilding isn't part of their vocabulary. So, Omar Khan's confidence in the team being close to contending should come as no surprise. Wanting Cam Hayward and TJ Watt to have playoff success, the only things missing on their Hall of Fame resumes, is driving this team towards making changes at the margins instead of hitting the reset button. 5. Nose tackle could be on the shopping list. It's gotten less publicity than quarterback or receiver comments, but Khan stressed DL Keanu Benton's positional flexibility. It contrasts what DL coach Carl Dunbar once said, calling Benton a nose tackle and not a defensive end. But that came before the Steelers' run defense collapsed to close out 2024. If the team is now truly open to kicking Benton out to end, that brings nose tackle into play along with the defensive tackle/end types. Michigan's Kenneth Grant, Kentucky's Deone Walker, and Ohio State's Tyleik Williams become more viable, as do free agents like the Cincinnati Bengals' B.J. Hill. Perhaps Benton can play left defensive end and base and still rush from the interior in sub-packages, which the Steelers used at a record rate this season. Defensive line takes center stage at NFL Scouting Combine. One of the conundrums faced by teams when it comes to drafting defensive tackles is if the player is really good at stopping the run, can he also give a team enough as a pass rusher to now allow himself to be taken out of a game? For example, as good as former Steelers nose tackle Casey Hampton was against the run, opponents could dictate how much he played in a game simply by going to 3 wide receiver sets and forcing the Steelers to match their wide receivers on the field with a nickel defense. Finding a nose tackle who also has pass rushing ability is key. The Steelers had that in Javon Hargrove, whom they selected in the 3rd round of the 2016 NFL Draft. They feel they could have that in 2023 second-round draft pick Keanu Benton, who has manned the team's nose tackle position the past 2 seasons. But adding another player to that equation who might allow Benton to perhaps become a defensive end and not be forced to play nose tackle could be something in which the Steelers are interested in accomplishing in the 2025 NFL Draft. Fortunately, this particular draft has a number of players who might offer that prospect. This is a really good draft for the defensive line, Steelers general manager Omar Khan said. And topping the list of players who might step in and make an immediate impact for the Steelers is Michigan defensive tackle Kenneth Grant. A 6'3", 342-pound defensive lineman, Grant offers the flexibility to have the size and run-stuffing ability to be a true nose tackle, while also offering enough athleticism to rush the passer situationally. Grant had 6.5 sacks the past 2 seasons for the Wolverines. "I'm a 3-down player for sure," Grant said here Wednesday at the NFL Scouting Combine. "I can rush the passer with my strength and a little bit of finesse in there. Most guys think I'm just a run stopper, but I'm super athletic and can rush the passer." He'll get an opportunity to put that athleticism on display Thursday when the defensive linemen take the field at Lucas Oil Stadium for their on-field workouts. The Steelers haven't selected a defensive lineman in the first round of the draft since taking Cam Hayward with the 31st pick in 2011. If they want a player such as Grant, they would likely have to take him with their first-round pick this year, which is 21st, if he lasts that long. "I met with the Steelers," Grant said of his interviews here in Indianapolis. "Very serious. They want competitors. They want dudes that are ready to go." Another such player in whom the Steelers showed interest is Oregon defensive tackle Derek Harmon. Harmon, 6'5", 310 pounds, transferred from Michigan State to Oregon last season and recorded 45 tackles and 5 sacks. Also considered a first-round talent, he also had a formal meeting with the Steelers and head coach Mike Tomlin here. "That's a great guy," Harmon said of Tomlin. "That's a guy you can sit down and have an hour talk with, 2-hour talk with, talk ball, talk live. Just a great guy to talk to." Those are 2 potential first-round defensive tackles, while Walter Nolan of Mississippi and Michigan's Mason Graham also fall into that category. Beyond that, as Khan said, the draft is deep with defensive line prospects. Justin Fields, predicted to sign with AFC playoff team. Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Justin Fields has been flying under the radar regarding NFL free agency discussions. While much of the attention in the quarterback market surrounds Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson and Sam Darnold, Fields' name has been rarely mentioned by fans and media personnel. Fields is coming off his first season with the Steelers, serving as the team's starter until Russell Wilson took over the role in Week 7. As a starter for the Steelers, he led the team to a 4-2 start to the season. Pittsburgh eventually finished the season with a 10-7 record. They capped off the year with a 28-14 loss to the Baltimore Ravens in the wild card round. Fields landed on the Steelers after being traded from the Chicago Bears, where he began his career in 2021. As Fields hits the open market for the first time in his young career, Zach Cook of SportsGrid predicts the 25-year-old will re-sign with the Steelers. In his lone season with the Steelers, Fields recorded 5 touchdowns and 1,106 yards through the air with a 65.8 completion percentage. He also posted 5 touchdowns and 289 yards on the ground, flourishing in Pittsburgh's run game. Retaining Fields would give the Steelers a chance to plug him back into the mix if Wilson were to depart from the organization. He seemed to have thrived under offensive coordinator Arthur Smith's run-first system, but Fields' opportunity was cut short last season. Fields and the rest of the free agent class are set to hit the open market on March 12, a week after the young quarterback's 26th birthday. And you fan? What do you think of Justin Fields' situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.